So this is my entry for Great Guitar Build Off 2021. I've been watching Ben, Brad, Texas Toast Guitars, Jerry Rosa String Works, pretty much all the major YouTube guitar makers for at least a couple of years now. They all do wonderful work. I've been wanting to build at least a kit for a while, and I look at them and I never get around to it. And I figured, why not jump in and do it this year? I've never made a guitar. I can barely play guitar, but they've always interested me. I love working with my hands. I've always been good at it. So when I decided to do this, I figured I'd just jump in and do it, skip the kit build. I'm going straight into scratch build. Doing an Odin's Ravens theme. So I've got my paper template kind of taped down in a few places to some MDF to make a router template for the main body. So I will get started on that. I don't know quite yet what I'm doing for wood for the body or the neck. I've got a few choices picked out. So these black ravens you see, they're not going to be black. They'll be flame maple or quilted maple, something. I don't know if I want to go that route because they're going to be harder to carve. There'll be a lighter color wood, and they'll be raised up off of a mahogany or sapele wood on the body. And this white raven in the middle will be resin. Now the head is where the neck pocket's going to be. Don't worry about this. This will probably be more where the headstock's going to be. Some of this is going to change in shape a little bit. It's not finalized yet, but this will be the shape of the guitar mostly. So I'm going to take this head, it'll be enlarged a little bit and moved up to the headstock. And it'll have to be changed shape a little bit so I can get the tuners on it somehow. I haven't figured that out yet, but let's get tracing. Try to keep this where you guys can see it. And this paper is not perfect, so I'm trying to draw the line a little thick. And kind of round it out a little. My scissor cutting skills are horrific. Now I'm kind of basing the shape of the body off a guitar that I have. It's just a cheap little Mitchell double cut. I think I paid $100 for it. It's not the exact shape. I mean, the other double cut's way up here somewhere, but the width and height's about the same. I just used it for size reference. So, sorry about that. Having issues with the blade staying in. I got it all cut out. Now it's time to hit it with some files and rasp. I guess I can tell you guys a little bit about myself while I'm doing this. I live in Alabama. I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Connecticut. I joined the Army in 2006. They sent me down south. I fell in love with the South and had a buddy from Alabama told me all about it. We were going to start a business together. We got out at about the same time, and he had a bunch of surgeries and stuff, and he can't work, so I ended up working in different places, and I just stayed because my wife and I fell in love with Alabama. We're in a really nice place. The schools where we're at are good. And it's funny, I didn't really think I'd be much of a fan of Alabama. But here I am. Never had growing up, you get this picture of people from down south. When you join the army, you learn it's just not true. Just using I don't think this thing even has a brand name. There's nothing printed on it. And then this other thing I'm using is a Stanley, I forget what they call it. It's just a single cut kind of rasp that's in the shape of a plane. I like it because it takes material off very quickly. Alright, so it's been a couple of days and we got my round file. We gotta smooth out these round portions.
Video it and everything?
Yep.
So you're doing it just your hands?
Well, I had my face in the opening. That was my daughter. We have an extra refrigerator in the garage, side by side, so she was coming to get a frozen pizza for dinner. She's 12, going on 21, like I said the other day. She was asking how the guitar was coming along. She's very good with her little brothers, especially the non-verbal one. Now, we say he's non-verbal, and he is for the most part, unless you ask him to say something. There's very, very few words that he can put together. Mama and his older brother calls his sister Sissy, and the littlest one, he'll say Sissy, but it comes out as hisses, so it's okay. He can't string all the letters together. But he tries, and the past, I don't know, 6 months is more than he's ever been able to do, and I work with him every day. My wife works with him. His special needs teachers work with him every day. They update us, we update him. His pre-K got him through a program from the state, got him an iPad, and the only thing the iPad does is it has a communication program on it that the special needs programs that the schools use. And the school started using a different program, so we haven't had it all year. And they finally updated his tablet with this new program, so we can finally start using the new program at home too. They've been using it at school, but they finally updated his tablet with it. Yes, I'm wearing pajama bottoms because I do what I want. I have no shame. I'll get in there with my finger. These don't look square. I guess off camera I'll have to go. Then like right here, there's a little divot on the bottom side. Kind of like a hard stop and a hard stop. I didn't quite get that smooth. So when your router bit hits that and hits that, it's going to transfer over. So I can either try to get most of it out now, this is why you need an oscillating spindle sander. And I had one a couple of years ago with my knife shop, but I sold everything, all my tools, that went with my knife shop, like a dummy. But you use, it uses these things in all different sizes and you can get in there. This one's a little big, but it goes up and down, and this thing spins and goes up and down like this and spins. And you just run this thing back and forth, and it'll come out perfect. It cost a couple $100. And with the amount I'm putting into this guitar, I just ain't got it right now. I'm doing this guitar for charity. Sander, I'd switch out to a bigger one of these and get in here. It would spin and do this, and just get you a nice round. Now, I'm sure if you guys have ever watched Ben, he uses one all the time. He uses a Triton, I use the rigid. Do about the same thing, cost about the same, I think. I think Woodcraft here in America carries Triton, I believe. But I guess that's it for today. Let me show you what we're working with here. What the edge looks like.